Greg Gutfeld of Fox News responded to the Pope and the fact that he acknowledged climate change in a recent encyclical. So let's see how preciously pathetic this is with the argument he uses.
On Thursday, Pope Francis will release a letter to Catholic bishops called an encyclical. This is a message that will focus on the environment, and the pontiff is expected to warn the world about climate change. An Italian magazine has leaked a draft of it, and the Pope is reportedly going to declare that global warming is real and partly caused by humans. He'll also call on world governments to work together to fight it. It's already raising concerns among some Catholic conservatives, like Judge Napolitano, who worry about the Pope politicizing the issue.
Is the Pope going to provide the moral basis for what? Regulating the pollutants in the environment? If the Pope is going to say Catholics have to get behind the left on global warming, that would be absurd, and it would cause a schism in the church.
All right, Greg, I think that this is not a surprise that the Pope is coming out with this encyclical, and he's been sort of inching their way up to this. And I do believe that global warming believers and supporters are hoping that the Pope will be able to convince skeptics to just go along with the program.
The most dangerous person on the planet is somebody who's seeking strange new respect from their adversaries. And that is what the Pope is doing. He doesn't want to be your grandfather's Pope. He wants to be a modern Pope. All he needs is dreadlocks and a dog with a bandana, and he could be on Occupy Wall Street.
Okay, he said the Pope is the most dangerous person on the planet because he's seeking approval of the people he disagrees with. I don't even know what that means. What are you saying? It's like written in the laws of nature that the Pope has to be conservative? And why are you just assuming that the Pope is conservative or the Pope should be conservative? It can't just be that he's not conservative on some issues? Like, I don't know, taking care of the poor? For example, following the example of, what's his name again? Jesus? So he's not allowed to be liberal on economic issues. He's not allowed to be liberal when it comes to taking care of the environment and being against global warming and being on the side of science. He's not allowed to be on that side because if he is on that side, he's the most dangerous person on the planet, and he's just seeking approval from his enemies. That's what he's doing. I don't know. It's like he grandfathered the Pope onto his team. He's like, you're on our team. Come here. Come on. You're on our team. Don't you dare try to appease people on the other side. Don't try to seek approval from people you actually agree with. It's amazing how disconnected they are. Most dangerous person on the planet. It's just like in the last segment we covered Rush Limbaugh. He did an I Told You So segment about the Pope being Marxist. But the story was just about how the Pope said the scientists are right, climate change is real and we should try to stop it. And Russia's like, aha, Marxism. But it's not, what are you talking about? You're just making it up as you go along. Same thing with Greg Gutfeld. Most dangerous man on the planet because he wants to take care of the environment and he believes in science. So it's not, al-Baghdadi, who's the most dangerous guy on the planet. It's not jihadists who are the most dangerous. It's not, fucking Putin with the launch codes and the fact that he has nukes and he's a crazy person and he just fucking annexed parts of Ukraine. No, the Pope is a problem. And notice, when it was the last Pope, mum's the word. Mum's the word. Nobody can critique the former Pope. Why? Because he was a douchebag. He's on our team. He's an asshole. So don't critique him. Meanwhile, the last Pope, there were letters from that Pope to other leading officials in the Catholic Church saying, hey, by the way, ex-nay on telling the cops gay about the kid fucking A. I'm not kidding about that. Not to mention, of course, he was in the Hitler Youth when he was younger, but overlook that. Everybody was a Nazi when they were young, right? That's the counter-argument people make. Like, what? What? He was a kid. What did you want him to do? I don't know, maybe you could have picked a Pope who wasn't ever in the Hitler Youth? Call me fucking crazy. But he shuffled around people from different church to different church so that they can escape the cops finding them and law enforcement finding them when they know that they were involved in sex crimes. You have to understand, man, it was a coordinated mass effort to cover up the sex abuse of children in the Catholic Church. The last Pope was part of that. He was leading that effort to try to cover up the crimes. But what does Greg Gutfeld have to say about that Pope? That guy's not the most dangerous person in the world, even though he was effectively pro-child fucking. But this new one, because he recognizes science, and he recognizes that we should take care of the environment. Most dangerous man in the world. Please. your bias is so obvious and so irrational that's actually laughable. Your jokes don't get anybody to laugh, but how stupid you are, that gets people to laugh.